What's up, everybody? My name is Justin Nault, and we'll get this out of the way in case this is the first time you're seeing this. I'm a certified nutritional therapist. I'm a certified specialist in sports nutrition. I am the founder of a company called the Clovis Culture, and I invented a line of nutritional products called the Perfect Paleo Powder. The other big one, this is a fan favorite, right? Alcohol. Where does alcohol stand in the grand scheme of these things? This is a giant bar that I have. That's awesome. Yeah, Ben, cumin, what'd I say? That's a single ingredient. Use that. You're fine. So this is my bar, right? And alcohol. Alcohol is a big deal, right? I've been a musician for 15 years. I got a heavy history with alcohol, right? And everybody wants to know how alcohol affects this stuff. So if I put you on a protocol, let's say, that says the only beverages you can drink are green tea, black coffee, and water, because that's what my protocol says, right? Those are the only beverages that you can drink. And 2 weeks in, you're doing great, and then you have a company Christmas party, and you have 3 glasses of wine and a shot of Jack Daniels, and you think that you've ruined everything. You haven't ruined everything. So I need to take a two-pronged approach to this, because you have to decide what you're looking for. One, alcohol is a toxin. It's always going to be a toxin, most notably a neurotoxin. So alcohol will cause brain fog. Alcohol will not make you fat. Now let me be clear on this. Beer is not alcohol. Jack and Coke is not alcohol. You see what I'm saying? These have added ingredients that are not alcohol. I'm talking about distilled alcohol. Vodka, gin, tequila, whiskey, these things will not make you fat. It doesn't work that way. But you have to drink them by themselves. That's the thing. Now, they are a neurotoxin. They're going to give you brain fog. You might feel crappy the next day, but you're not going to ruin your fat loss. The only time when this is a little bit different is that toxins are stored in fat, okay? So I'll jump there in a second, but alcohol is always going to be a toxin. If your only goal is to lose fat, it's really not going to mess things up for you. 2 drinks, 3 drinks, whatever. Don't go out and have 10 because your body's just not going to work correctly. You are poisoning your body, so it's not going to work as efficiently as it should at anything. Fat burning, muscle building, any of these things. Focus, all those things are going to be hurt by these toxins, all right? So alcohol is a toxin. Get that through your head. That's very important. Anytime you make that decision, it's definitely going to be a little bit of a problem. So the fat side of this, don't worry about it making you fat. What makes you fat is Coca-Cola, tonic water. I hate that tonic water is called tonic water. Why? Just call it sugar. It's just sugar, right? So you have 2 options. When you're in a bar or a restaurant, you can mix vodka, gin, tequila, or whiskey with 2 things, water or soda water. That is it. You don't get grenadine, you don't get simple syrup, you don't get lime juice because you don't know what that lime juice actually is. Ask for lime wedge, that's cool. Those are your only options. Water, soda water, and straight liquor. Now, I'm not talking flavored liquor either. When I tell you can drink vodka, don't go get whipped cream flavored vodka and tell me, oh, Justin, I drank vodka and got fat. No, you didn't drink vodka. You drank some other shit, you know? So distilled liquor, really not a big deal. And the other company that I brought up last week, friends of mine, Todd White and Dry Farm Wines, right? And I even took this out, right? This is Dry Farm Wines, okay? So Dry Farm Wines is imported from European vineyards. And in America, we have much less regulation on what goes into wine. So there are 76 known carcinogens. These are cancer-causing agents that are allowed in American wine that are not allowed in European wine, which is why a company like Dry Farm Wines is so valuable, because they're giving you wines that are free from all these toxins that you normally have to worry about. They have less alcohol, they have less sugar. So all Dry Farm Wines, 1 glass is less than 1 gram of sugar, whereas a typical American wine, even a dry red wine, will have about 4 grams of sugar per glass. So a little less alcohol, a little less sugar, much, much better for you. That's just an option because I know people love wine. I don't want to take wine away from people. I love wine. I have a subscription for Dry Farm Wines. They're great. So that's an option. So you have the wines and you have straight liquor, vodka, gin, tequila, whiskey. The other thing you remember is if you're at home, if you're having a party or something, we talked about this last week, is LaCroix, Zevia. These are all options for you for mixers. If you're at home, do it. You know, vodka LaCroix is great. You can make a Jack and Zevia. It's going to taste just like a Jack and Coke. It's going to be delicious, right? But you're not killing yourself with it. So you can do these things. It's just when you're out and about in a bar or something, really soda water or water. Those are really your only 2 options. And alcohol by itself is not going to make you fat. But I want to touch on this toxins thing because before we run out of time here, what happens is sometimes I'll get a client that I'll put on the same protocol as the next client. One client in 2 weeks loses 20 pounds. Another client in 2 weeks loses 3 pounds. And they're going, well, Justin, you're full of shit. This doesn't work, right? And I'm going, okay, just stick with me here. Please just stick with me here. And I'm asking that reason. I'm asking you to do that. I'm asking you to trust me because there's a trigger point for everyone. I was explaining this to a real close friend of mine this past week. Where this trigger point comes from is how unhealthy your body was internally before you started this process. So if you're obese, I went over this last week. If you're obese, I don't care what you look like naked. I don't care about a bikini. I don't care about six-pack abs. I care how healthy you are on the inside. I care how long you're going to live, really. So if you're obese, you're ill. Your body is ill. You have to think of it like an illness that you need to cure, right? And everybody's going to take a different length of time for this illness to cure. And let me tell you one of the crazy reasons why that is. So let's say you're a heavy, heavy drinker and you eat a lot of fast food and you have high visceral fat. So there's subcutaneous fat. Like if I go like this and try to grab fat, right? This is subcutaneous fat that's outside of my muscle. It's muscle and then fat after that, right? So if I have a big beer belly, you'll see a lot of they call them beer belly for a reason, because a lot of old men will be skinny. They might look like this up top, and then they just have this belly, and the belly's rock solid, right? That is visceral fat, because the fat is behind their muscles. It's underneath their muscles, and this is the most dangerous type of fat because it surrounds your organs. It can literally suffocate your organs. So here's how this goes even deeper. This is crazy to think about. Like I said, alcohol is a toxin. So if you're a heavy drinker, you have a lot of toxins in your system. Do you know where toxins are stored? Toxins are stored in your fat cells. Toxins are fat soluble. This is what we talked about with dairy as well. It's why you don't want to drink dairy from feedlot cattle, because you're getting hormones, antibiotics, whatever pesticides they ate. All this shit is trapped in those fat cells, right? So when you're drinking the fat, you're getting what you eat. You are what you eats. So what the cows eat is going in your system, right? So the same thing works with humans. If you have a 20-year history of drinking every night and eating fast food and eating fried foods and you have all these toxins stored in your system, here's what your body does. The fat works as a safety mechanism. As long as the fat grabs these toxins and holds them, they're not in your bloodstream, okay? So think about that. They're inside the fat cell. They're not inside your bloodstream because your fat cell draws things in from the bloodstream, right? So now you have these toxins stored in your fat. And if you're an obese person and you were ill, you had really, really poor habits, then you have a lot of toxins stored in your fat. And get this, when I switch you to a low-carb diet and your body wants to start burning fat for fuel, your body knows. Your body is so intelligent that it knows there are toxins stored in the fat, and it tries desperately to hold on to the fat. Why? Because when it burns the fat, those toxins now get released into your bloodstream. How crazy is that? And your body is going, well, we're sick. We're not that good at detoxing. If I burn this fat and I get hit in the face with a bunch of toxins, I'm not really good at getting those out of my system. This is another part of the keto flu. When people go really low carb and they feel like complete dog shit, some people feel like dog shit for 3 days. Some people feel like dog shit for 7 days. Those people had more toxins in their system. They're literally flushing their body with toxins. As they burst these little fat cells, start burning these fat cells, they're releasing toxins in their systems that have been stored there, because toxins are fat soluble. So this trigger point comes at a different time for everyone. So if you're 2 weeks in or something and you're having trouble, you're like, I lost 3 pounds, I lost 5 pounds, there's a reason your body's storing fat, and we just need to stick with the program, because you get to a point where when it runs out of glucose, it has to burn fat. The only option is die or burn fat. I promise the body will go, screw it, let's release some toxins, let's burn this fat so we don't die. Right? It's going to do that. But you have to just be patient. It's another reason why I say people don't try keto, low carb. They don't stick with it for long enough, because the trigger point's different for everybody. You might get lucky. You might drop 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Now, if you're 400 pounds, you're probably going to lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks. If you're 155 pounds and you're trying to lose your last 5 pounds of fat just so your abs show or something, might not happen in 2 weeks, man. We have to stick with this thing. You have to stick it out.